Game number 2, Indonesia drawing first blood in this grand final best of 5. Can the Philippines even it out? You're gonna see them really trying to put pressure here early on, utilizing this Valier pick. That's what you see Unigo doing here. He has to be landing these fireballs and everything else, but at the same time, you have a couple defenses, right? And you are quite squishy. You can see it right here, already half health. It's gotta be careful.
Yeah, Valier roam early on, you need to be wary of your distance. You need to be wary of your spacing because at some point early game, Super Ken and Vin with this kind of pair up, you could actually poke a lot out of this Valier. So you need to be careful as well. That's the knock up from Vin, using the concussive blast, pass it front, hit him down, fireballs connecting onto Saison, hitting level 4. Will he be able to make it for the Appraiser's Rat? Just continuing that spam, Saison is completely peeling off slowly members of Indonesia.
Again, these burst fireballs, right, are crucial.
Cannon dropping low. Will he be still able to escape this one? Cannon falls down. Cerezo takes the first blood.
Man, it's a revenge, right? It's Cerezo getting the first blood here in that XP lane, dealing with Cannon on this Terizla. So, you know, and to be honest, honestly, we haven't seen too much XP lane grok, right, for the most part. Before it was rather popular in a lot of other tournaments, but it's kind of fallen off a little bit. We're gonna take a look at the replay here. This is kind of how it started again. That's just his death, but it was a well-played maneuver from Indonesia. Now with the first turtle up.
Looks like Vin gonna be caught up by the stunt. Now with the Astro Recall being placed, Arcangel secures the kill with a Feather Airstrike. Unigo trying to hold in with the border. With the reason of the turtle here, Philippines is looking forward more securely or securing the first objective of this game by just getting that purple out.
Both these gold laners gonna pretty much size each other up in this early game. Turtle still gonna be worked on here, right? It looks like Philippines wants to go for it, but the response from Indonesia.
Cannon dropping down low on HP. There's some knock up onto the follow-up of Cerezo's wild charge. 2-man bouncing off on the air. Vin takes down one. Indonesia completely bouncing back with his skirmish. Super Ken and Cerezo takes down Saison. Follow-up here with a fair strike for Arcangel. Will make it through the peel. Completely getting that objective. Indonesia winning that team fight.
Yeah, so again, it's still relatively even, right? But Turtle was secured there by Super Ken. He's been pretty on point for these objectives early on. Great initiation. You know, even Cerezo using that wild charge. Great Appraiser's Wrath response, but you can see there's a lack of damage right now. And yes, these are 2 magic damage dealers, but they still need time to scale up a little bit, right? Right now, economy-wise, pretty even. Nothing too big happening. That is Rakutiano picking up a DHS, though. He's got the Demon Hunter sword.
He's not letting go of Cannon right now, using the penalty zone. Counters, trying to slow him down with a Tortoise Poison right under the turret. He flickers in.
Wow.
Cannon trying to evade, he's trying to micro and right onto the turret, still sustaining that with a protection of his own outer turret energy shields. He lives.
Okay, again, you can see the focus on these XP lanes, right? They want to slow them down as much as possible. And that's the great thing about, anyway, Terizla, right? This XP lane is because of his passive, the Body of Smith. When he gets lower, right, he gets a little more tankier. It's harder to kill him. And at the same time, he's got Brave Smite, the emblem there that lets him, when he uses his abilities, he gains some health back. So that's what's making it so hard for them to capitalize on that kill in the bottom lane. So as we see Indonesia put pressure there, for how long though, right? How long can they continue to put that? Because at the end of the day, Cannon, just like Cerezo previously, even if you start out slow, at some point, mid-game, late game, your job is literally to be a front man and also hopefully land those penalty zones. But you can still see pressure being put here on Cannon.
Eyes on XP, Cerezo and Ken. Super Ken just poking out Cannon to just go out of the own turret. Now second turtle is up though. Astro Recall and Echo connecting to Saison and Unigo. Indonesia's present as well. Finn trying to use and utilize more of those knockups. Saison has been disabled, but Finn as well trying to hold on with a follow-up cannon here in Cerezo. Trying to eye on taking this one. Moreno though trying to walk in from behind. Arcangel still spamming all the way. Looking that damage coming from that Appraiser's Wrath. Saison secures the kill.
Okay. A response for that, but still giving up these turtles here, or at least being taken from under their noses. Indonesia doing a great job securing early objectives. Can they maintain it? Gold, economy-wise, pretty even. Interesting pickup too for Cerezo, picking up that Sea Halberd already this early on. That was his first item that he rushed here. So his job is literally to reduce some of that sustainability, some of that healing that's going on for the Philippines here. And they're off to a good start on countering some of that. Now Philippines, on the other hand, neither team has a turret down just yet. Next big objective is that turtle about a minute away here. Things will start to fall into place because both these fights now have been 4 versus 4, right? The gold laners haven't been there. They've been farming up.
Unigo. Wow. Salkin secures the kill. The advantage, half HP on to Regariano, using that blazing duet to escape. Now Cerezo with a follow-up and the taking of the kill. Cerezo now being being bursted down by Arcangel, trying to get revenge out of the kill out of Regariano and Unigo. Now they're forced to clear more of the waves. They're forced to answer more and taking more turrets slowly out of Indonesia.
So with that, they're able to grab a good play on the top side. Philippines might be looking to make a response though, right? They have to. This is also a big item pickup for Unigo. At this point, almost 7 minutes into the game, it's getting crucial, these first and second items. Look at this as the replay. The shot lined up from Sakin, able to get the kill. That's what I was talking about. And then keep an eye on Cerezo here. Comes in with a great wild charge, flicker combination. Great setup, top side. So now, third turtle is up for the game. Do both teams go at this 5 versus 5, or they keep doing it with just part of their lineup? Here they go.
Arcangel and half an HP knock-up coming in from Vin. Now being bursted, Arcangel uses his own passive to escape that wrath, but Saison though, looking for a way to take him down Vin. Now looking for an avenue. Super Ken being trapped in for Cerezo, can't do much. Now with the damage, all just checking, just to take down Super Ken. Regariano secures the kill. That was 4 from Philippines, trying to take him down.
Tough to deal with there, right? But Philippines at least gets themselves a turtle. So it's not a clean sweep for the turtles. For Indonesia, they have some fight in them, right? That's why I was saying a lot of these items that are being picked up now at this point in the game are crucial. They'll turn the tide of some of these early skirmishes going on. Even if we take a look at this, right? Scaling department-wise for the Farsa pick on Arcangel, he has that COD. He's building up into a second item. It should be proving a point, especially when we get to the Lord fights, right? You need that burst damage available to the team here. And at the same time, you've got the slow already with the Ice Queen Wand for Unigo. So as they continue to scale up, will they be able to go toe-to-toe with these objective takes in about a minute from now? Here you go, you guys can see the items as well. 2 of the items locked in here for Reclutiano, and on the other side, Beatrix only has this BOD, right? Sakin needs a little bit more time to get the next item here. Probably the Malefic Roar. That's tough. Sakin goes down.
Cannon securing a kill. Sakin gets his own first death. Unigo though, damage now slowly scorching it through the damage. Cerezo as well. This is top lane contention.
Yeah.
They're not letting go of this top lane just yet. It's 9 minutes into the game, and they don't want to let go of the control of their own defenses. We have the first Lord to show up, and just by looking at how they want to answer this, you want to hold and just be cautious of their next steps. Cannon using the penalty zone onto 2 will be able to secure a kill here. Feather Airstrike connected onto 2 as well. Burst down, will this be the answer? Canon falling down the hands of Moreno, securing another point for Indonesia. Unigo here trying to hold off and clear something out. Philippines taking another death, and that's for a cannon.
Yeah, then, okay, I was gonna say he's gonna land that fireball, he doesn't. So, unfortunately, but there is the Malefic Roar being picked up now by Sakin, even though he went down just a little bit ago. That'll help him shred through some of these defenses from the Philippines. Now that they secure their buffs here, they're gonna have to go ahead and fight for this. Less than half health.
Saison trying to taunt in Cerezo with a follow-up from Arcangel, being trying to burst Ken and Cerezo. Now they disengage. They just want the objective. They just want the poke. Sakin taking down Unigo once again. And they just want to hold off. It's just the objective. It's just the items. And Philippines trying to get a trade. Taking down the first turret now with a follow-up. Finn falling down the hands of Cannon. Saison looking for a way to take this purple for himself.
Look at that. I mean, yes, the Lord went in the hands here of Indonesia, but Philippines knowing that, they try to find a counter punch themselves, some form or another. That was the first turret they were able to secure now. Here's the answer though.
Now being stunned right onto 3. Saison
Oh.
takes down Socken, finally getting a kill.
Wow.
The follow-up with Super Cannon takes a point as well. Cannon looking for a way to chase off or push Cerezo out of the equation. But Riano with the follow-up in the trade. They take down slowly their objectives to their own hands, a push down bottom.
Again, great response here from the Philippines. You know, even giving up or having that lore taken from them. They handle it quickly, they get a couple kills, they get a lead, right? They have now a very short, small lead in the gold department. They're gonna be able to scale up with some of that. Now Indonesia has to be able to respond, right? Yes, they're getting these objectives. They have to continue to get that space in terms of, you know, areas around the map. Both teams have 2 turrets down, right? Now, the big part of this, if you're Indonesia, is also, you gotta get that tier 1 down in the mid lane, man, because as the next Lord comes up, that small advantage of having this turret will play a part in that Lord dance, right? They'll be able to manage some of that wave a little bit better, so that should be job number 1 before this Lord comes up. Moreno picking up an Ice Queen wand will help pick off a little bit, slow things down, but this is what I was talking about. At some point, Arcangel will have that Divine Glaive that he needs, a little more bursty on this Sparta now.
Spotted down 1, Super Ken receives the poke. Cannon, Saison eyeing over Super Ken and Cerezo. That's a follow, that's a flicker onto Cannon. He's still sustaining it though. Riccatiano trying to find an avenue. Where will he go in? That's a 3-man knockup. Saison takes down Cerezo, and it's a follow-up being using the Federation against Philippines. Right down, Arcangel takes another kill. Socken falls down. Saison with the follow-up. Vin being taken down. 3 members out of Indonesia.
Man, Unigo just cooked Vin right there with the fireball, literally cleaning that up, and that is tough, right? It looked so good for a moment because the Minoan Fury was great. It found multiple members, but the response from the Philippines, they overlapped some of those ultimates very well. And even Riccatiano able to go in with Blazing Duet. He used that Purify. He goes back in with the BMI, safely surviving that in exchange. Now that this Lord is up, still going back to the point, Indonesia still doesn't have that tier 1 in the mid lane down. This makes it a little bit harder dealing with this space to work with, right? You're gonna see them bunch up here. They have to get this information, but it's quickly taken down.
Riccatiano trying to poke down Super Ken. His health is dropping by the second. Now Cannon secures another knockup, being taunted by Saison. Now Super Ken falls down, follow-up of Cannon.
Vin in
now
trouble.
Vin being in trouble. Appraiser's Rock connecting to the damage. Saison takes down Vin. 2-member down on the Lord and the push in the mid. Philippines slowly getting a grip on the push and slowly eyeing on the base of Indonesia.
Again, a win there for the Philippines, furthering that gold lead. They might just look to push it in here. Timers aren't too out of control, but unless they press this situation, this could be 1-for-1.
1-for-1, base is open. Philippines might able to take it down Cerezo. Riccatiano getting a point on the damage. Now Philippines once again pushing slowly.
No minions.
Eyeing top
Just yet.
third here, minions just pushing in. Can Moreno and Socken defend Super Ken as well, but it's too much already for Indonesia. Philippines bounces back with 1 point in this best of 5.
We got a series on our hand. 1-for-1. They've evened it out in this best of 5, like you mentioned, in a great performance, a great recovery here from the Philippines. Again, you look at that game, Indonesia was doing great things, you know, from early to mid, and then it was a couple of these team fights that really just turned things over, you know, in favor. That pendulum, the way the pendulum swings here, for the most part, again, even on that macro level, some of these turrets staying up when they should have been taken down earlier on. And not just that, but even the decisiveness of utilizing the kits that you have for the Philippines, whether that's the penalty zone, whether that was even the Appraiser's Wrath a lot of the times, paired up with a great Blazing Duet. Things fell into place perfectly. And it's unfortunate because I love seeing the Minotaur here, man. I did. It's the second time we've seen him in the playoffs, and it's the second time we've seen this pick loose. And it's not that it's even bad, it's just unfortunate because you get that Minoan Fury off. You got a little bit of sustain for your team, you know?
Yeah.
CC potential was great too because you had Cerezo on the Grok, but still, when it came down to it, it was just not enough. You know, I mean, even the time-wise for the gold laner matchups, it just wasn't enough just yet.
Well, speaking of which, let's pull up our MVP for this game, and it's none other than looking for
Saison.
Saison. You pronounced it correctly. You said Arcangel correctly.
Yeah, you know, gotta. I switch between the Archangel and Arcangel. Just, you know.
Sounding perfect, man. Saison is our MVP for game number 2 for Philippines. Having the Fredrin complementing the Farsa and even the Turizla, having a 618 KDA. Using the Blade Armor and the Molten Essence, just by these 2 item pickup, you deflect more, you sustain more. And with this passive and courage of having the tough boots for your early game start, is giving your team so much advantage in team fights, in initiations, even in engages.
Yeah, and you know, it wasn't even just like, it's crazy that he does get this MVP here. It's good. It's a huge statement because, again, Fredrin is not your typical, you know, like, when you think of MVPs from winning teams, Fredrin, I would say, rarely gets it, right? There are times, again, where Fredrins pop off. They go like Assassin Fredrin or Psycho Fredrin.
The XP Fredrin, yeah.
Yeah, this one was more like, again, the utility of this, because if you remember, he lost those first 2 turtles, right? It wasn't there, but the fact that you have a ton of CC alone, taunts, knockups, and then the Appraiser's Wrath, I think that's what really stuck out here was the timing on the Appraiser's Wrath, you know, for a lot of times, because it just blanketed a ton of damage. And again, I think Valir too, on top of it, really helped this whole lineup work, right? We don't see Valir much, but because of the way he works with the burst fireball mechanics, getting the stuns off, and able to, in a way, for your whole team, you know, not just for yourself, you can searing torrent people away, the opponents away, keeping a peel, you know, option for your team, worked out really well. I just think that Valir still, it's a great pick, but it's not something you're going to continuously see like pop up. It was almost like that Diggy,
He got
right?
shut down early game.
Yeah, he had some trouble.
What more so, the most important thing is just having the toolkit with you.
Right.
The Vengeance Flame, even as I said, the Searing Torrent. Just by the passive alone, you can complement so many hits for the Farsa. As Arcangel builds up for this first and second item, is completely using the Lethal Ignition proc. That's just complete magic damage, and some of the players back then are even forced to even build up with the defense for magic.
They had to, because not only that, but you had a Farsa across from you too, and you saw that before that game ended.
Yeah.
That Divine Glaive was like just picked up, so if we even extended that game further, you know, that's more magic damage, that's more burst potential, right? So again, great series so far. It's 1 for 1. We're going to be taking a short break, let the players reset, and we'll be back after this.